This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, it's Fun Fest weekend in downtown Hazleton, and we'll talk about the parade and more next. Welcome to the weekend. This is FYI Weekend. I'm Ken Kara, and Janine Mazurkevich and Lisa Sugart will be along shortly. Well, Fun Fest is happening just outside of our studio. All the fun and festivities happening on Broad Street in Hazleton. And now we have all the details to highlight this fun-filled weekend, and we'll start with the parade. Here's Lisa Sugart with more.
Hard to believe it, but this is Fun Fest weekend in downtown Hazleton, and the theme for the big parade on Sunday is Down the Yellow Brick Road. Here to tell us all about us and how we can go down the Yellow Brick Road is Julie Ferry. Julie is the Public Relations Coordinator for Fun Fest and also an Administrative Assistant for the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Can you believe it's here?
I can't. It's been a long time coming, and it's always so hectic and stressful and exhausting this time of year, but it's so worth it, especially when it comes to the parade, when you see all of the people lining the streets, and they're so happy just to see all the floats and the bands, everything coming down the street. It's really a good time, and it's really what started the event, so it's very important that we keep that going.
Absolutely. And you told me that this year is a banner year for floats. You have a wonderful theme with Down the Yellow Brick Road, and also, I guess, a secondary theme as well because of the anniversary of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yes, with the Down the Yellow Brick Road theme, I mean, that certainly lends itself very well to floats and performing units. I'm hoping personally to see some flying monkeys. Those are my favorite. I'm sure there will be a good number of princesses and Dorothys and maybe a stuffed Toto too, somewhere along the line. And again, with the Star-Spangled Banner theme, that certainly leaves itself very, very open to some good interpretation for some floats with that as well.
Now, just like the big Macy's Day Parade and that, Hazleton also has the big balloons that also go down the street. So this year, some fabulous balloons, thanks to Service Electric, and with the perfect theme.
Absolutely. Again, as you said, Service Electric is our diamond event sponsor for the parade balloons. Not quite as big as Macy's. We don't have quite the same budget they do, but still we'll be working with Starbound Entertainment out of Newcastle again this year. We'll be having some balloons to go along with the Wizard of Oz theme. We'll be having a scarecrow, a lion, and a tin man, and we'll also be having Uncle Sam to go along with our patriotic theme.
Okay. And entertainment will also be a huge part of the parade, as it always is. So tell us about some of the wonderful bands.
Absolutely. We'll have the high school bands as usual. They're always such a hit. It's so great to see the kids coming out and performing, being involved in music. Again, this year we will be having the Uptown String Band, which will be sponsored by Berger Family Dealerships. Always such a great hit to see them in the parade. There's just so much in the parade to see, the bands, the marching units, the cheerleaders, the youth groups that get involved. It's a great event for the community.
And one fabulous addition to the parade this year's Grand Marshal. They're always well-deserved, but this one especially is very well-deserved. Tell everybody who the Grand Marshal is.
This year, our Grand Marshal is none other than our recently retired Chamber President, Donna Palermo. There's certainly no one more deserving of such an honor. She's been the backbone of Fun Fest for many, many years, and we thought, what a better way to honor her in her retirement than to make her Grand Marshal this year.
Well, I second that. I think it was the perfect pick, and we wish her the best as Grand Marshal. I'm sure she'll do a good job. As we end here today, I believe there's a little rivalry going on as part of the trike race that takes place Sunday at 11 a.m.
Absolutely. I've been challenged by my new boss, Mary Malone, who thinks she can beat me. Whatever. But I also understand Mr. Kenny Kara, who's out in the other room, has decided he's coming for me too. So Kenny, I'm watching you, buddy. You're going down.
You saw it here, the official challenge right here. Well, good luck, and may the best person win. We'll see who wins. You both have titles under your belt there, so we're going to see. It's really going to come down to who can pedal the fastest there. So come on out at 11 o'clock Sunday to root them on in the trike race, and then don't miss the fabulous Fun Fest parade at 2:30 in downtown Hazleton. It is the place to be. Julie, thanks a lot for coming in, and happy Fun Fest weekend.
Thanks. Happy Fun Fest to you.
Lisa's an instigator. Now, I will respond to that challenge a little bit later in sports, and I do disagree with Julie. If there's flying monkeys in downtown Hazleton, I'm out. I like Fun Fest, but I have to draw the line somewhere. Let's stay on the topic of downtown Hazleton. Earlier this week, we told you that the Pines Eatery and Spirits opened in the downtown area. Well, the president of the Pines is Neil D'Angelo, who also works with D'Angelo Brothers Incorporated, and they're moving their main offices to downtown Hazleton. Neil's family is part of a group trying to revive the heart of Hazleton.
We, obviously are committed to the downtown, and a lot of people ask, well, why come back down to downtown Hazleton? Well, because it's a vibrant, up and coming place. And why do I say that? I mean, walk around down here, come down, see, get past some of the perceptions that may or may not be true. And there's movement, there's people walking around, there's businesses down here that operate in this building alone. There's 40-some businesses that are operating. There's a lot of things going on, and it's just going to continue to keep going. We got a new main street. We have, our offices are being built next door, and we'll be down here in a few months. So there'll be another 150 people coming down, and the list keeps going. We got young groups like Power and some of the youth that are really interested in doing things. We got the Art League. We have partnerships going on all over the place with the Downtown Alliance and some of these things that there's so much momentum right now, and we're trying to keep the ball moving.
The Pines Eatery and Spirits is open right now, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now we're going to have more on Fun Fest in just a little bit here on FYI, so stay tuned for that. But right now we have a preview of a new Sam LaSant show with Pennsylvania Secretary of Revenue Dan Muser. There's a lot of interesting topics discussed on this show, including pension reform and how to handle companies drilling for gas in Pennsylvania.
Do you honestly feel that if they begin to play games with the gas companies and start hitting them with taxes, okay, that these companies will be pulling out and going to different places?
Absolutely.
Now, you honestly feel that?
Oh, of course. If your cost went up, and think about this, the plan is, and I hate to keep mentioning Tom Wolf, but his plan is to have a 5% severance tax. That's on total extraction. That can actually, that's on total volume. That can actually equate to as much as a 20%, 25% income tax, maybe even higher. Look, what's happening now with the natural gas industry, it's going to bring in manufacturing. If manufacturers can have energy costs 40% less than they will have in other states, particularly New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Tennessee, the list goes on, North Carolina, Florida, they're going to start coming here rather than go to any of those states. And so this is not just about a natural gas play, although many good things happen. It's about really bringing back manufacturing as well.
Now, I would suggest watching the whole show here on SSPTV, and you can do that at 5 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday you can watch at 11:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Well, for coverage of Fun Fest all weekend long, go to standardspeaker.com. Remember to pick up Standard Speaker on Saturday and Sunday as well for continuing coverage of Fun Fest in downtown Hazleton. Coming up next on FYI Weekend, we'll tell you about a unique concert coming to our area, and there's still a few more weeks of summer. And once again, Janine spends some time at Nescopeck State Park. However, we're talking about what you can do there during the colder months.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Some of you may not want to hear about it, but winter is just around the corner, and we are at the Nescopeck State Park with Diane Maddle, and we're talking about some things you could do to actually enjoy yourself when the weather really gets bad.
Your state park is here year-round. All you need to do is bundle up, be prepared for the weather, and come on out and get some exercise and enjoy nature.
There are a lot of things that are right here that even I didn't know about. You said we could go ice fishing here, right?
Yes, in the wintertime, the park is available for ice fishing. People like to go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. We also offer a free loaner program for snowshoeing and cross-country skis. So you can just come to the park, leave your driver's license, and take the skis out and hike the trails, and we'll show you how to use them, that kind of thing. So it's a fun way to get out and enjoy the state park and get some exercise, get some fresh air. all those great things.
Now, is there someone here that can actually show you the ice fishing, or is that just you're able to use the property?
You're able to use the property and Lake Francis as long as you have your valid fishing license. We often do offer ice fishing programs for the family with the Fish and Boat Commission, so we might have one of those available so we can teach you how to actually ice fish if you don't know how to already.
All right, you have a big event coming up later in the months.
Yeah, and early February, first Saturday in February is our annual winter festival here at the park, where we have a one-day event where we show people how to ice fish on that day. We actually do an ice rescue where we put someone in Lake Francis where it's icy cold and show the proper techniques on how to get out. We have sled dogs demonstrations that day, a guided bird walk, a guided animal hike usually, and some activities for kids first in the snow, that sort of thing. So it's a great event, and hopefully we'll have snow and good weather for our winter fest.
At Nescopeck State Park, they're hoping for snow here. It's the first I heard that. But thanks for joining us. Again, we want you to enjoy the great outdoors. For any more information, you could check out the website, right?
Yes, www.visitpaparks.com, and you can click on our calendar of events for Nescopeck State Park.
Something going on all year round for everyone here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Today we have great information on a wonderful concert opportunity that is taking place this weekend in our viewing area. Here to tell us all about it, to my immediate right, is the Reverend Michelle Kaufman, who is the pastor of St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Mountaintop. And to my left is Stephen Perillo, ministry coordinator and consultant. Both are with Making a Difference Ministries, a nonprofit organization, and they are looking to expand their ministry, and they're doing it through wonderful song this weekend. Pastor, I'd like to start with you, I guess, and tell us about this wonderful event that will be taking place this Sunday evening, September 7th, in our area.
Well, we're getting ready for our first concert of the year. About a year ago, I contacted Steve, and we started a concert series opening up to the public. Anybody is welcome to join us. But we have a wonderful artist, Scott Michael Bennett, will be joining us. Some of you may recognize Scott because he was the singer for the 9/11 anniversary in New York. So he'll be in our area on Sunday evening, and the concert's at 6:30 at St. Paul's. So we'd love to have all of you join us to hear this wonderful message that he has to share with us.
And you actually have two opportunities to hear him perform as well. Hopefully you will make it out to the church at 6:30, but there is a previous engagement also in Wilkes-Barre Public Square.
Public Square at 4 o'clock, we're having a remembrance of 9/11, and we're going to have many artists there, and Scott's going to be one of them, and singing his traditional song that was sang at 9/11 on the anniversary, along with a choir, and young people are going to be doing taps on the trumpet as well. And that starts at 4, and it's only about 50 minutes long, but it's an opportunity to remember what happened 9/11. So that's what we're doing all this.
Why is it so important for us to hold special events like this that are taking place, especially in light of what's going on in the world today?
I think people forget, and we need to remember that. Working with youth, recently we had a lock-in, and we talked about 9/11, and a lot of kids didn't remember. They didn't understand what happened, so we were talking about that and telling them what we do this for, and a lot of them are taking part of this because of that. They really want to get involved. We have one girl who's going to be reading the Constitution. We have one gentleman, he's 14, is going to be playing taps on a trumpet. We have another 3 members are going to be singing in the choir. So it's kind of interesting to see the youth stepping up and saying, we do that to remember those who lost their lives.
Absolutely. And this is just one of many concerts we'll be looking forward, in addition to the special remembrance ceremony that'll be taking place for September 11th. But you're planning other events coming up, another concert next month as well.
We are. On October 5th, it's another Sunday night, 6:30. We've got Josh Oldecker joining us. He comes from the West Virginia area. He'll do a wonderful job. He's been with us in the past, and we're looking forward to having him back again.
All right. So some wonderful opportunities for music and also remembering the 9/11 commemoration taking place at 4 o'clock on Sunday at Wilkes-Barre Public Square. And please head over to St. Paul's Lutheran Church at 6:30 until 8 p.m. to see Scott Michael Bennett. This is truly going to be a wonderful performance. And then mark your calendars again for when is it in October?
October 5th.
I hope you both will come back. I know you're expanding your ministries and you want to keep reaching out and letting people know. These are free events, so please come out and support them. And will you come back and talk to us again?
Oh, we'll keep you posted as to what's going on.
All right. I wish you both good luck with all of this. I hope a nice crowd comes out for Sunday at 4 o'clock at Public Square and at 6:30 at St. Paul's in Mountaintop.
A special seminar will take place on Wednesday in our area. The purpose, to provide information on a new organization dedicated to showcasing the abilities of people with disabilities. FYI's Lisa Sugart is back, and she talked to the man who founded and heads NEPA Inclusive.
A new nonprofit organization has been launched to help those with disabilities. It is called NEPA Inclusive, and here to talk about it is the founder of the organization, the executive director, and a volunteer as well, wearing many hats, Frank Bartoli. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what is NEPA Inclusive?
NEPA Inclusive is a nonprofit organization made up of a variety of family members and people that have an interest in helping people with disabilities learn how to live inclusively in their community. We see NEPA Inclusive as a consultative type of an agency where we want to build a relationship with a family, help understand what they're looking for, what the person with a disability is interested in, and then to provide some of the services that would be associated with that environment. We'll provide supported employment, competitive employment, job carving services for people with disabilities that are looking for meaningful employment, where they can make a meaningful wage, same wage as you or I might make in a similar type of a job, as well as supported living type programs.
We recently saw the loss of URS right here in the Hazleton area. How is this the same or different than the services provided through URS?
It's really different. The trending in America and our services, our philosophy, is that people with disabilities, and typically our core market is people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We believe that anybody that has a disability that wants to work should be able to work in the community. We will help them find jobs matching up with what their interest is out in the community and in the business community in Hazleton.
You are holding a very special meeting coming up on September 10th at the Hazleton YMYWCA. So tell us what this seminar is all about and who should attend.
Well, who should attend is people that have family members with intellectual developmental disabilities, as well as other types of disabilities. One of the platforms that we have is, we're interested in helping families learn what it is they need to do to plan for the future. And so what we want to be able to do with the seminar is provide them with some very solid and experienced and knowledgeable individuals that could talk to them about how to build a will for a special needs trust, how to manage a special needs trust, how to financially plan for the future, as well as what are some of the services that you can engage on the early side of the person with a disability's life, let's say now when they just got out of high school, but also how to build that plan in for 20, 30, 40 years from now. And what we want to be able to do is help people plan for what is that next step. So in order to do that, you really need to have financial planning and wills and trusts, and so we wanted to be able to provide that information to the public here.
This special seminar is taking place for NEPA Inclusive. It is taking place on September 10th at the Hazleton YMYWCA. It starts at 6 p.m. If you have any questions or want more information, you can go to nepainclusive.org and have all your questions answered there and get all the information you need. And if you like what you heard here today and you would like more information for yourself or a family or friend, please get in touch and attend this seminar coming up on September 10th.
Holy coupons, Batman. Make sure you pick up the standard speaker on Sunday. You get $725 worth of savings. We'll be right back on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Last weekend, we ran a special story about the 75th anniversary of the dedication of Harmon Guy Stadium. This weekend, we're going to learn about a man who's been on the sideline at Harmon Guy Stadium for the Mountaineers and now the Cougars for around 30-some years. Mike Maseko has been an athletic trainer in the Hazleton area school district for a long time, and he's helped a ton of athletes be successful, and he's helped a ton of students go on to be successful in the athletic training field, like Eric Sugarman, who's now the head trainer for the Minnesota Vikings. Maseko is known to everyone as Magic. In fact, it took us a while to figure out his last name at the Hazleton area high school while we were trying to page him for this interview. Here's how the man who's helped and inspired so many got his nickname.
The nickname did not come from my name. It did not come from my name. It came from an instance we had early in my career where our best football player hurt his ankle. And, you know, at that time, media, they were allowed to go anywhere. And so they just come, you know, piling into the training room. And we take the kids, you know, spike and sock off, and the ankle was a balloon, okay? It looked really bad. And the one sports reporter the next day, he said, this kid won't play for at least a month. As it turned out, all it was a broken blood vessel. It was not a fracture, it was not a dislocation, it wasn't a ligament tear. For some reason, he just popped a blood vessel in there. In a couple days, the ankle was back to normal, okay? So, you know, the orthopedic surgeon who looked at him said, this kid could play. There's no reason why he can't play. So he said, just tape him up real good next game. And so this media person who said he'd be out for a month, he finds out that this kid's going to try to play the next week. And I'm taping him, and the guy says, you know, I think his exact words were, do something magical for this kid. So I taped him, you know. They had never seen a tape job before. But this happened like in 1980, 1979. So the coach says, what are we going to do? I said, hey, look, the ankle's fine. He's taped. I said, you want to find out? First play, throw him the ball. Let's see what he's got. Throw him a pass, first play of the game, 80 yards, touchdown. So now this guy who said he wouldn't play for a month, he writes this, you know, side article the next day saying whoever this guy is, he's probably has some magic powers or something, and it just stuck. That's the way it came about.
We'll have more with Magic soon on SSPTV. Now it's time for Trash Talk. This weekend, I'll be in the tricycle race at Fun Fest, and last year's champion Julie Ferry from the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce lets us know where she thinks the trophy is headed this year.
It's staying right where it is, Lisa. It is not going anywhere. Not even down the hall to Mary Malone's office. No, 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 no. And certainly not up the street to local news. Sorry, Kenny. Hate to disappoint you.
Now, Kenny also has a victory under his belt, so it's going to be tough.
He does, and he's very small and athletic, and I understand he's got some speed on his side. However, I also understand he's going to a Penn State game the day before the race, so I'm hoping he'll be a little tired. So his performance may be a little bit off.
Listen, Julie, even if I am tired, I was born for this race. In fact, don't tell my bosses, but the only reason I got back into the media locally was to participate in this race. I was the best tricycle rider when I lived in Calairs, and I had training wheels on my bike much longer than your average kid, so I'm ready. This race is 11:30 on Sunday at the Lehigh Valley Performance Area near Laurel Street, so get ready for that. I guarantee a victory. Let's go to break before I rethink that. It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food. That is FYI Weekend. Go enjoy Fun Fest. We'll see you on Monday. Take it easy, everyone.